Well, if something's wrong, we'll find out about 5 minutes into the stream now. So, better to begin now than to be kept waiting. It's Friday night. You should know that means Guilty Gear, until I find something else to be doing on the schedule. Let's see. Don't think I have anything new to show off yet. I have been loving Zato a little bit, so he might be another character for me to pick up in time. But tonight, we're having the moment to decide whether or not we want to move forward with Gold Lewis or our boy Anji. Right now, we're currently preset to Gold Lewis, so we'll stay with him for a little bit. See how that works for us. Rock and roll, we'll have to deal with yet another Milia. They're usually jump happy though, which we should be able to deal with. Alright, burst. I'm not dealing with that. Yep, we might have lost this round already, but it's mostly going to be a case of looking for something to bait. Such is the life of Gold Lewis. I was hoping that would hit her. Well, funny enough, despite our exchanges, I still managed to take off 50% of her health. We'll be warming up, so our first few matches might not go over so well for us. Darn, I was hoping we could have kept her in that corner. Alright, so she's playing pretty typical of the usual Milia stuff, so we'll see what we can do about that. Welcome, Quantum! We haven't warmed up yet, and I haven't done any preliminary matches beforehand tonight, so our first few rounds might be a few losses. But that's how Gold Lewis usually rolls. Get you off of me immediately. Get another drone out there. I wonder if that'll hit. The hitbox is kind of inside him, so it will catch some cross-ups. Well, we went for the gamble, and that's how we ended up with it. Oh, here we go. The good thing about Gold Lewis is you can sort of checkmate your opponents once they get on low enough health. That's due to all of his massive chip damage he inflicts. Alright, so she seems to be doing pretty well against our attempts to jump in. We might just try to bait her neutral towards us. There you go. Now that might actually hit her. Unfortunate. Alright, I've seen it hit inside of his heart box quite a few times. Nice jump. Beforehand, she was blocking our highs pretty well. Wow, getting a wall break from half screen like that. Get your pressure off of me. The drone's still coming out, and don't think you'll be able to contest that. Around should I need someone else to warm up against. I appreciate the offer, actually. I might take you up on that. Although, if I remember, I think, that might be a winning matchup again that I had. Giovanna, right? Am I remembering correctly? It's been a while. That is the weirdest 6P in the game. There we go. Ah, so close. I was hoping for a yellow cancel. Let's begin. You still have a chance. Heart racing. Hold still, you little gremlin. Anything to not be in the disadvantaged state. You might want to just stand still for a little bit, thank you. Well, we got one round. Main Geo really should pick up a secondary one of these days. I still can't decide if I like Gold Lewis or Anji more. I have been labbing Zato recently, as I've been interested in picking him up as well. Now it's your turn to go in the corner. Stop jumping. And you might actually live through all that chip damage. The thing about Gold Lewis is the guard breaks that he gets on you will tend to make you return to the ground. You don't really have a chance to go back into the air once he hits you with that. So as you'll notice, from the corner pressure there, opponent really should have just stood there and maybe blocked a few things with FD. Trying to guard that in the air definitely doesn't work. You'll end up hitting the ground again, allowing Gold Lewis to start even more mix-ups. You know what? I think I'll seal this. Oh boy. Celestial May. Alright. You know, I'll go one more round, and then, if you'd like, Quantum, we can go ahead and hit up a park somewhere. We have a few dropped frames, wonder why that is. Into the sky with you. Alright, button masher. Noted. Get you off of me. So it's a big concern on how we're going to be doing our approach. She's definitely made her approach a little bit less predictable. Alright, let's deal with that again. She did mix up her strategy quickly enough once she saw that I was at least able to block some of her nonsense. Goodbye. Alright, she's gonna get the wall break off of that. Good enough. Not gonna block through that, are you? Minigun starts. A little too eager to jump out, are you? You're dead. Or maybe not if we're going to get that wall break. You know, his jump dust is probably his best button by a long shot. I really should use it more. As high tier as Mei is, I think Gold Lewis actually has a winning matchup against her. Hit at just the right spot we needed. I was looking for a regular punch. Alright, here we go. A little too eager. If only my execution was a little bit better. So I think we definitely can afford to do a few more aggressive approaches against her if she's gonna keep doing the seal like that. We'll need to remember our dash macro to get in, and go ahead with our throws. Missed. You should have blocked that. You should have blocked that. Get out of here. Then. That's number 2, I believe. Any particular park you'd like to be at, Quantum? Missed. And let's go. Oh, nope, you're gonna mash. Ah, good backdash. And there we go. Robbed. And... Huh, I was hoping that would combo. I didn't want to get the wall break too soon. But it seems I'm not going to be needing it. Maybe approaching with Jump Slash isn't the best thing to hit a short character with. You see how far that reached. Jump Dust is exceptional. Nice reversal, I actually forgot she had that. I don't ever see Mei use it, I'm dead. 59 is empty. Interesting. Alright, let's head there. West Coast 59. If anyone else in the chat would like to do a few friendlies, let's go. Meet me there.
Network.
I've been playing a lot more Anji lately, so I haven't gotten into the Golden Lewis mindset completely. I've been trying out a lot more of his Kara cancels, and I seem to be doing a little bit better with him, but it still feels like Gold Lewis is marginally more capable. About 20 minutes until you need a dip for food. Gotcha. Well, let's enjoy our time here in the meantime. No, you're not doing that to me. Alright, let's give that another try then. There we go. Like you, I am also just here to suffer. That's why I have such an attachment to such low-tier characters such as Gold Lewis and Anji. But I can't really love the game unless I'm playing them. No need for a formal intro. Ah, right, that cross-up. Excellent throw attack. Get another one out there for the approach. Watch me just throw that out. You know, when it works, that's actually one thing he can use to rob a match from you. I haven't managed to pull that off in any of the other matches yet today, so it's been a little fledging. The whip into throw, it's a guaranteed combo. Alright, wake up, Xander. Ah, almost. I was hoping we could have comboed off of that. Funny how that crosses up. I need to use that a lot less, but the jumping, what is it, 624 Behemoth Typhoon. That seems to have carried me a lot. I'll pick Milia's running up off their hair cars, or people trying to go in, or Kai stun dippers, that's another common target of that. Having just a huge hitbox after you jump, and especially one that hits behind you. Get the throw in there and start going. I was hoping that would have hit earlier, but and that's why you see me practicing that combo usually. If people burst in the corner and you get a prediction off of it. That's his optimal damage punish. Good backdash. People should really do that against him more often. Ah, missed my air throw. Just barely. We don't tech throws in this class. Oh yeah. That's actually one of his better Behemoth Typhoons, the 268. It hits most people out of their aerial approaches. Sadly, his own hurt box is a little bit higher than I'd like it to be, so he can't really use it as a replacement for his 6P. But it does launch people enough to be able to let you combo off of it afterwards. On top of, surprisingly, being plus. I think it's actually +3. So it's an exceptional pressure move, because it really doesn't seem like it'd be plus. Plus, given that it hits early so low to the ground, it's also excellent for his frame traps. Is that a safe jump? Uh-oh. Well, that's not a safe jump, definitely not. I tried to time that to get on the backdash. Just stare at each other romantically for a second. I'll be honest, I didn't actually expect that to work, so I didn't really have a combo lined up. Just start mashing reversal on minus. It'll work. In the great and honorable words of Sun Tzu, you're only minus if you're a bitch. I should really play a lot more Soul. Just for the chances that I might just get to do whatever I want for a few minutes. His 2S is also one of his better buttons. That coffin is a complete disjoint, that one. It also lets you hit in certain combos where you can't get a close slash. Close slash is definitely his best button, as it is for most characters. But you're not going to be able to get it in every single combo you're wanting. There are some places where you're not able to run up and get a close slash, but a 2S will suffice. Why did I jab on minus? I guess that's not really quite so good for the corner. Ah, missed my buffer. I think I won't mash reversal on wake up. Sorry, that's a robbery. It's such a high-risk, high-reward setup. I suppose that's why I'm so invested in both these characters. Both Anji and Gold Lewis are absolute gamblers. Almost. Oh, that still leaves me minus. Ah, just barely. The FD actually saved you there. I'm not gonna deal with that. Thought I could just run up and do it. Ah, should've reversaled. Always reversal. I have the meter to spare, after all. Ah, that's what I forgot. My Twitch chat, I think, is still in the emotes only mode. I knew I forgot something. Thanks for pummeling the memory back into me. There we go, that's one way to get gold boosts off of you. Decided to start playing Geo and you like her Rushdown game. Feels like playing Makoto from Street Fighter 3. You know, I've always been fond of Makoto. She's, in my opinion, one of the better designed Street Fighter characters. I'm really glad that they brought her back for 4, and I've heard some people disappointed they're not showing up in 5. Let me fix that Twitch chat issue real quick. Welcome to the stream, by the way, Pepili. Chat is now set to anyone can type. I'm sure you've all heard the situations that have been going on with some of the other streamers on Twitch. With the boycott on September the 1st, at least. It's been a little bit of a problem for a lot of VTubers. Luckily, I don't have any of those issues yet. Hopefully Street Fighter 6. You know, I'm looking forward to that as well. There's the pressure. Giovanna's an excellent character, actually. As angry as I've gotten from playing her, I just didn't really know how to deal with her. In a game with so many dishonest characters, she's a breath of fresh air. Even if she is full of plus frames, she's generally honest as characters in this game go. Even if Makoto was in Street Fighter 6, I don't know if she'd necessarily be my main, but I really like her style. Hard-hitting, and very high. Alright, I think Xander's actually gonna burst that. And... looked up a bot list and banned all variations of Haas on your channel. I haven't done that yet, because I haven't been sure if I want to stick with Twitch personally. That's +5, so I'm not going to contest it, but I am going to contest this. Alright. Good punish there. Excellent. Yeah, I have no idea who's doing all these bot attacks. If you see a bunch of nonsense popping up in the chat to the side, well, we'll know that that's what's going on. So the most important thing to know about Giovanna's pressure is she has 2 moves with longer startup that are plus, and then 1 move that she can frame trap you with, and that's the circular kick, the 214 slash. No wait, it's 214 kick. That's right, I think. Don't listen to me. I didn't research that lesson before teaching it. You really just need to be able to watch for the right attack, and Gold Lewis at least is in a little bit of a privilege where his fastest button also hits high enough that it can hit Giovanna doing the Sol Pointe, which is the jumping overhead. So Gold Lewis does have it a little easier against her pressure given that he has 1 button that can handle 2 of her options up the block string. Just go ahead and throw the minigun out there. Would anyone be interested in Street Fighter V this late into the game's lifetime on this channel? I'm not practiced at all, but just having a chance to play that game on stream might bring in a little bit more interest. I know Guilty Gear Strive is the hot news right now. Also, I absolutely have no idea what I'm doing in Street Fighter V, so... .214K is where her turn ends, indeed. That's what she can frame trap you with if you're trying to punish her on the startup of the other 2 moves. I've specifically studied against Giovanna to make sure I knew what to do against her. It's -4 or -6, I think it's -4. If it was -6, it would be way more punishable. Ah, no launcher for me. Food's here. Alright, it's been a pleasure, Quantum. Beat me up and make it quick. Ah, just barely. Alright, spin the stick faster, Xander. Just like your teaching chemistry class. Even if I'm not a chemist. And enough chip damage should work there. GG's, Quantum. I should have switched to Anji, that's a much more fair matchup. Gold Lewis is a little unfair there. But it's been a pleasure. Always open for friendlies with any of the viewers here. Although I've noticed in the first couple months that I've been streaming, I've hated fighting Giovanna, but once you learn the matchup, it's actually one of the more fun ones. She at least plays the game fair. GG's, Quantum, indeed. There's characters like Soul, or... why not look at the entire list? Soul's definitely unfair. Axel is very unfair. Remlethal, I think, is unfair as well, but that might just be me complaining about the characters that I lose to. Jacko might be unfair as well, but it's an anime fighter. Everyone's supposed to be some degree of unfair. Except Kai. He's fair but boring. That's generally how most characters go. The more fair they are, the more boring they end up being. Take a drink. Nagariki, here we go. I think it might be time enough to switch to Anji pretty soon, after a couple more matches. I just need to make sure if I can get in the mindset first. Welcome to the corner. I'm still in block stun. Your frame trap isn't going to work. And that is why you need to be very, very careful with Nago. You're unsure if you have a least favorite matchup, it depends on the character you're playing. There's only one character in this game that I actively don't like fighting, and that would be Remlethal. I'd say she's just plain unfair through and through. And welcome to the blender. This is a frame trap. And that match is over. I also have a feeling I'm not going to like Jacko. The one friend that I did mention who does play her tends to not play the strike throw game and instead go for the incredibly long 10-second block streams, just fishing for chip damage instead. Ah, it whipped. That's plus, and I really don't think I hit a button there, but that's just an issue of me trying to FD when I'm not supposed to. Maybe I could rebind one of my other buttons to be two buttons simultaneously. Burst, please. I want that burst. You think I'm not gonna churn that butter? Ah, well, I guess it's over there. Got a little too eager. You have that meter, you might as well expend it. Take it back, a good Nago will crank your anxiety to 11. Definitely. That was a really good 5H too. I know you're waiting for it as well. Get off me. And here we go. Think I'm not gonna do it again. Ah, I guess the jump kick didn't come out. I had such high hopes for that one. Alright, enough button mashing. I can't grab that. And let's go. Get that meter. And that's round. A little too eager on my end. Maybe if I set up a drone that would have been better. I think right now, at least with the new buffs, Anji should function a lot differently. Let's see how far we can get him. Let me know if there are any song requests. For now, I think I'm gonna put my favorite on. Wait, oh no, it is down here. There we go. So, one of the most important things with the Anji updates, at least. Thoughts on Type Lumina. I have not played Melty Blood before only because there's a lot of fighting games that I would have rather had the opportunity to play with friends, but the friends I grew up with aren't fond of fighting games, and I did live out in the middle of nowhere, so I didn't have any local scene to head to. That's definitely on my list of games I absolutely would have wanted to play when I was younger, but nowadays I'm not sure if I'm going to be trying current code for a little bit, but Type Lumina I'm absolutely excited for. Though it would be a very new the reason I went on that tangent was just me leading up to... It would be a very new experience for me. Although I have played quite a bit of Uni. I haven't played too much of, what are they called? I haven't played too much of French Bread's stuff otherwise. First thing, jump to make sure I don't get hit by Kara Buster. That's a frame trap, and so is this. I didn't need a Roman cancel there, but that was mostly to make sure I had some insurance against the potential of that being blocked. No grab for you. Might as well live up to your namesake if you're called Never Grab. Ah, there's the grab. Oh, we have some time. Ah, right, that's the usual gimmick there. If I have the best anti-airs in the game, I suppose I should have used them. So this is a very difficult matchup for Anji. And, well, there's one reason why. Ah, no burst. Alright. I suppose he's not gonna need it. And there's the immediate overhead. That's new. I haven't seen that before. So the issue with Anji versus Potemkin is you only have one option that beats backwards Mega Fist out of every time you Fujin. And that is a one-frame Nagiha. You'll see he just did that right there, and that I can only punish that in one frame. So it's mostly going to be car cancels for us here. Right. We don't have enough room to do that. And let's go. Butterfly out. As for type Lumina, I don't really know what characters I'll be playing yet. I'm looking at maids, but in terms of character archetypes, I'm completely unfamiliar with Melty Blood. There is definitely going to be a Melty Blood stream on release day. Feels nice to play a character that actually has a reason to use dust. Burst. And goodbye. I'm thinking of playing maids, or what's his name? Coma? Whatever the muscular guy is. You know me, the guy playing Anji, of course, enjoys playing as his buff boys. Then again, that's everyone in this game, isn't it? Butterfly in neutral is actually an interesting idea, but it's not going to catch him out of a hammer ball. You know, that's interesting. I'll go ahead and give that a try when I think it'll work. Yes, I can spin through that. Ooh, you missed. That's a gimmick if I've ever seen one. I guess I shouldn't be using meter on those rims. He doesn't seem to be blocking the overheads very much. Backdash. This is a frame trap. And this is as well. Weirdest block string I've ever done. You know, that absolutely would have worked if I held that a little bit longer. Butterfly in neutral, the thing about that is it has an incredibly long startup, and the startup on Butterfly is actually reactable. If Potemkin does, for example, say a 2S in response, it will hit you as well as him. That might end up getting him a stagger, and he might be plus up in fact. Also, funny enough, Potemkin's neutral might be a little bit better than Anji's. Potemkin himself has a 5-frame jab and then the incredibly long distance buttons. In the Potemkin versus Anji matchup, Anji is actually the character that's trying to get in, and Potemkin is the character who's playing far away at neutral. Of course, if Potemkin himself gets in close enough for a pot buster, well, that's what's gonna work. It's really a case of Potemkin trying to keep Anji away until Potemkin actually has the advantage at close range. Then it switches.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
I'm not gonna deal with that. Hop's useless in this game. Except for OTG setups. It's also actually good on whiff, funny enough. Parry neutral like an idiot. Things always play out differently than on paper. You know, absolutely. seems people finally know how to do Jacko, so I'm not looking forward to it. The butterflies are actually very useful for Anji in this matchup. They will hit the minions and give you a little bit of a wall against extra minions. That is a frame trap. I love having my 1+ button. Butterfly. One thing I've noticed, at least, is ever since the update to Anji, I've had to use spin a lot less. It's definitely done a lot more for my own fighting. I have somewhat better approach tools here. You're gonna jump. One thing I haven't really made enough use of, though, is using the Kara Fujin into Hop to get someone's baited throw. Alright, your numbers are better than mine then. You're not gonna cancel that, are you? Burst. Thank you. It's always after the Roman cancel. I don't have a low crush, so I guess I'll have to jump against that round start. If only Butterfly had a use in the corner. Funny that a character focused on Oki setups has his Oki tool be worse in the corner. And goodbye. At least that one's over quickly enough. If I was playing Gold Lewis, you'd definitely see a demonstration on why I hate that matchup pretty soon. Anji is more versatile of a character because of one simple change. Honestly, applaud the Balance team for giving characters more options. I think that's exactly what Anji needed, because the reason I fell in love with him in Accent Core was because he had so many options. Now he's definitely a lot more of the trickster archetype he's supposed to be. And that will catch his backdash, which is a new tool Anji has against that. Oh, almost. I'm gonna... darn. A little late on that burst. Oh, she took off the mask. Cute. And goodbye. Probably should have done fan there. That would have been a lot better. The cross up there messed up my parry input, I suppose. I am not gonna let this match get robbed from me. I still think that Anji has a lot of the same issues, and if you know the matchup against him, then you definitely still win. It's mostly a knowledge check in Anji's case for fighting against Anji. Oh, let's go. Watch me parry that. Excellent. I really love the whole deal with doing the car cancels, though. I wish he had a more usable anti-air out of it. In this game, it certainly feels like his Fujin options are a lot more lopsided. In the last game, you'd have a much better anti-air option in using Rin. Right now, Rin is very specialized as just a combo starter in the way to cash in on people who keep blocking low. I really liked its more defensive options previously, where it had more startup. Actually, I think its startup might even be the same, but the fact that it would guard mids definitely did a lot more for trying to make sure people would stay there and respect your pressure. In a lot of cases in this game, it's mostly a risk taken on Anji's part because jumping is beaten by delaying Nagiha for the right amount, but you don't really have any other options to beat jumping. A jumping character can go ahead and easily block whatever he's doing if he's using Rin, for example. Previously, Rin and Nagiha were both excellent anti-jump options. And then you'd use jump to beat his hop, or the projectiles. So right now it feels like a kind of awkward lopsided setup with his moveset. But the Fujin changes along with the recovery improvement to his far slash, which is a button I still really don't like. Definitely did a lot for him. I don't think it fixed some of his inherent problems though. But now he is definitely way more viable of a character. Don't get hit by Round Start Buster, but instead get hit by Mega Fist, which is preferable, honestly. That was me attempting to FD, not actually hit a button there. Let's get this started. Well, he's definitely quick on the reaction there. That is why a butterfly in neutral is not a good idea. Good 6p. I tried to burst just at the right time to catch that. This is definitely Anji's most difficult matchup. Little harsh doing the butterfly neutral there. That's why it doesn't work. His recovery on butterfly is actually far too long for him to get any use out of it. This one's gonna suck. That's a start. If only I got close slash out of that. That's another deal, is I really wish I could just use far slash or close slash whenever. That was actually a very interesting consequence of his character back then. You'll see how often he's doing back Mega Fist. That beats most of my options. And then PRC so that he's still plus. Get a throw, and start pressure. And an excellent whiff cancel there. So yeah, butterfly neutral is definitely not going to work on this Potemkin. He's reacting to it far too quickly. Maybe at max range, but at that point he still has enough time to react to our jump in. Now, how do we go about this? He's using a lot of back Mega Fists, so if we get in, we're going to have to mostly restrict ourselves to delayed Nagiha. Once we get into the corner, we definitely don't have much of a chance to use our pressure resets. This is a frame trap, and he's going to burst it. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a brick wall. As I told you, in this matchup, Anji's the grappler. I already hit burst by the time he RC'd, so... I wonder how many active frames Garuda Impact is out for. I know that you can mediate to where it's basically super plus, and you can mediate enough to where it's guaranteed to get a second one. If its active frames are actually longer than my backdash frames, I don't really have a way to counter that, do I? Alright, slapped them out of that, but I didn't really have a follow-up plan, did I? We'll cash in for all the damage we can. It's all we can do. You know, I'll look that up really quick. How many active frames does Garuda Buster have?
Wins.
I'm gonna pop out of that queue for a moment. Just while we look that up. Dust the Wiki, head over to Potemkin's page. "11 active frames, wow. Alright, assuming, 11 frames, wow. Last time you played any of these games was at a pizza place in the 90s, but the YouTube algorithm brought me here. Good luck. Welcome to the stream." So the deal with Garuda Buster there with its 11 frames is I definitely can't backdash out of that pressure. I guess that's enough of an opening for me to jab. I'll have to do that and remember that for the future fights against Potemkin, but that's definitely Anji's most difficult matchup. Full charge 5D is very fast and it does hit very, very far. Alright, let's run it by again. Now, recently when I've been playing Gold Lewis, I've definitely dodged any axles I found online. But Potemkin, even in a losing matchup, is at least a little bit more fun to fight. So yeah, no matter how much we're losing this one, I'm still definitely playing it. And that is very much a lose. I'm trying to FD, but it's giving me a counter hit. Suppose I just need to be better at my mechanical uses. I wonder if jumping out of Garuda Buster is actually good enough that we can't get frame trapped by a 2D. And that is again me trying to FD. I'm gonna lose for that one. And miss my meaty. I have meter to spare. I'm gonna use it. You'll see right there that I'm getting the far slash out of that, which a close slash would actually hit him out of backwards Mega Fist, but I wonder why that makes this matchup so weird. How do I pronounce your name, friend? It looks like mashing a couple of keyboard characters in the middle of the alphabet. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. Wish I could get close slash out whenever I wanted. That was another gimmick he had in Accent Core. Aw, I was having fun with that one. There we go, let's try this again. Send me back to floor 9, why don't you? Guess we definitely can look at the frame data on Garuda Buster and try to see what we can counter with. At certain distances, though, it might not be able to counter him. There's the burst. Oh yeah, and that hitbox is apparently big enough that I can't jump over it. Get out of dodge there. So maybe we can just 2D him instead. Don't get too hasty, we have a lot of work to be doing. Damn, and only taking off about 40% of his health. Wow! 5P didn't even work there. Grappler nonsense begins. If we end up back in floor 9, I think that's definitely worth a gold Lewis switch. Keep it together, Xander. Yeah, boy's about to have his mad scientist breakdown, isn't he? I'm actually not that mad, I just can't figure this one out. Gotta go and clean your place up. Glad you could catch another stream. I'm always glad to see you around, Papili. I hope everything goes well with the cleaning up. Yep, there it is. It's about sending a message if you use Heavenly Potbuster when they're at 1% HP like that. Well, he's not blocking high, so we know that at least. Ah, just barely. Wish that could combo. Why do you use Flick? That's an interesting choice. Ah, you know, that's actually an interesting thought. Don't really think we have a way to test that with a training dummy, but I wonder if 2D is a guaranteed frame trap to prevent someone from jumping after a Garuda Buster. Maybe it's plus enough that that's just the only thing that happens. I guess it's a case to stop bursting every time we see the counter come up. That's definitely one change that needs to be made. I generally just have to respect that the entire time, it looks like. Alright, Gold Lewis it is. I could definitely just play both and switch depending on the matchup, but I do like having an attachment to one character. Hopefully once we have a bit of a bigger roster, I might have someone I might want to stick with instead. I'm definitely looking forward to Slayer whenever he shows up. Alright, what do we practice with Gold Lewis? Definitely his mid-screen Roman cancel setups. I still need to figure out what his best stuff to do if you actually get a knockdown full screen is. Might just have to be not a full combo into a knockdown, instead a soft knock. Is that soft? No, that's a hard knockdown. Interesting. Say if we ever win something in neutral, I have Mirror to expend on it. Seems like that might, unfortunately, be our actual best bet. Do that launcher, and then we'll have barely enough time to actually catch up with them. This is a new one I found, though. I did talk about using 2S in combos, and that is what is needed. Lose next match in mating update. I think you know we're definitely not allowed to do that here. I don't belong in floor 9.
Duel 1.
2P in case he's trying to kick. Seems he knows the matchup has his better neutral, so... Get that burst to at least try to get me out of the corner. And let's get started. Was hoping I could get a grab out of that at least. Alright, different round starts. He at least seems to know what he's doing. And start churning that butter. Or he's gonna get a full wall knockdown off that. Nice. Drum goes out. Alright, how are we gonna figure this one out then? Floor 9 it is. I think we'll try to stick on floor 10. I just wish we didn't have a huge cutscene every single time. So tomorrow, I'm thinking we can definitely go through with that. Part art stream, part chatting, maybe a little bit of Rivals of Aether. I'll see earlier tomorrow afternoon what sort of modding tools I can mess with. And then we'll be trying to work on a custom character for our Rivals of Aether. Ramlethal it is. Let's rock. Jump and then slash. Should have bursted earlier. Welcome to the pain train. Drone goes out. There's the burst. And there's a KO off of it. You just need one good combo and then you can win with Gold Lewis. Huh, funny. It actually hit him while he was crouching. Well, that round was lost. Good 6p and probably the best use of it. Hmm. 6p is very valuable to us in this matchup, but it's gonna take a lot of effort to get that out there. Just as long as we can guarantee enough chip damage, we should be able to get the win. So a bit less aggressive than some of the other Ramblethals. We'll have a chance to make up with that. That traps you if you're trying to attack me. Get back in the corner. You'll notice I do that a lot, the 268 or the 862 into a 624. That's just generally good frame trap that will catch people trying to run away or jump or hit back. That's part of the deceptive plus properties of both of those moves. Every Behemoth Typhoon that does not start with the forward input is actually plus. I am not losing this one. Good throw. I found that with Gold Lewis Dickinson because he's just that scary at a distance. Running up and grabbing them is actually surprisingly effective tactic, despite his incredibly slow run speed. It seems she was about to be sent to floor 9 as well. Take a moment. Breathe in, breathe out, and relax.
Are you ready?
Let's rock.
Here comes Daredevil.
Haha. Mark Strong 69, apparently in Celestial at some point.
Duel 1.
Ah, using an old Guilty Gear song. Well, at least we got that burst out of the way. Now we have our freedom to do whatever the heck we want. Winner plus. That's a frame trap. Why did I do that? Why did I fall for the easy burst bait? That should have been a safe jump. And that's why that jump dust works so well for him. It has a huge disjoint towards the bottom of it. A 6P definitely won't counter that. Huh. Guess that might have hit me while I was landing then.
Duel 3. Let's rock.
And let's go. No meter to burst, so you're gonna have to eat all of this.
Slap.
So long as you get someone in the corner, you have quite the shot at it.
Duel 1.
6P and see if we hit you using something at round start. Not quite. And definitely not there. That's plus. At least versus Ramlethal, we have a slightly better matchup using Gold Lewis. Just run up and grab him. Definitely the most effective Ramlethal tactic. Even when Ramlethal whiffs, she's burst safe. That's plus. Don't get too hasty. Go ahead with the minigun setup, and do it again while you're not expecting it.
Double KO.
Unfortunately, you can't win off of a double KO in this game.
Let's rock.
Oh, here we go. Gonna take the entire full damage of it, or not. So far she doesn't seem to be doing too much of the reversal and wake up, which works in our favor. And goodbye. We're starting to make our way back up to floor 10 at least. We have a chance.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Get that first out there. And start our attack up a little bit too late. Still quite a few holes in their pressure. And let's get this party started. There we go. Get our purple Roman cancel in. From there we can at least trade. Ooh, let's go. Better start blocking. You're out of meter. And frame trap. You know, I think it might be a good idea to just hit the lab for a little bit after this. So many loading screens. I really don't like how the floor update notification just interrupts whatever you're doing. Wish you had an opportunity to at least go back to the main menu or something to interrupt what you're doing there. Let's catch a break for a moment. Who do we use as our training dummy? Let's keep it. As it has been. Alright, take a breather. So what do we study with Gold Lewis here? We might want to discover what our best mid-screen option is after we get a Roman cancel, that is. One of the most important things you'll notice us do is get 2 hits with, say, a 6p into the... I have to look at my number pad every single time. 684. Get that set up, and then that might be one of our better bets. Just doing that combo off of it. Yeah, that gives us plenty of time to start doing our Oki setups. I wonder how the drone works with that. Okay, it definitely doesn't hit them as they're getting up, so not the best drone setup move. If we ever hit that raw, though, that's one of our best combos to be using at mid-screen. Although that seems to be mostly for the damage focus. Gold Lewis of course gets better the closer you are to the corner. You'll notice pretty much most of our wins happen when he gets someone cornered and then can do all the chip damage or Behemoth Typhoon setups off of that. That's interesting. Very high pushback on the jump dust. So even if we do hit that, we might not have a way to convert off of it. We definitely can't 2H it, so here's an interesting idea. I suppose we'll have to do 684 then. That is a lot of knockback. Wow. I wonder, is there a way to make that plus? You can probably set up some training dummy stuff, given that you don't get a guard break if it uses aerial Behemoth Typhoons, so after block, go ahead and jump for me, Ranwithal, and we'll see what we can do that's plus. Oh right, I have to set you to block first. So that leaves Gold Lewis significantly plus. You're supposed to block both of those, right? Why didn't that work? Was that a cross-up? Oh, right. There's actually a gap there. Interesting. So that one doesn't full combo. Is there a way to make her block after a certain number of attacks? I think Mario just gained sentience and has started a revolt. Bit of a non sequitur, isn't it? Welcome to the stream, DJs. So that has a gap in there. Guess we have to use that for an actual pressure string then. Alright, so that might just be our best setup, is doing jump dust, and then... Given that they're having to block that high... How far away does that send us? I don't think we can prevent them from jumping with that setup, so in that case... We might have to get a little bit more creative. This one, though, definitely doesn't move Gold Lewis very far away at all. So, in neutral, we generally don't have any conversions off of jump dust, it looks like, unless we're very, very close. Or have a lot of forward momentum. That way we might have enough time for a close slash, but we definitely can't convert into a 2H off of that move.
Welcome.
Alright, back to the training mode it is. Mario just gained sentience and started a revolt. Is that a reference to Gold Lewis? He definitely looks like a very, very angry Mario if he was also twice Mario's height. Alright, Nagaryuki, one of our worst... Not necessarily a bad matchup, but we lose the neutral here a lot. Like that. So it's one of these Nagarikis, the very aggressive ones. Noted. We'll need to do a lot of blocking and proper punishing there. Drone goes out. That's a frame trap. Oh, you better believe I'm churning that butter. But we're not gonna get our wake up off of it. Alright, we definitely had a better punish opportunity versus that Blood Rage, so we'll have to pay a lot more attention to their Blood Rage meter. Let's get started. He definitely wanted to make sure he wasn't getting punished for that one. That's a frame trap. Alright, this guy's a lunatic. Get that machine gun out there, and do it again while he's not expecting it. And let's go. Alright, so against him, instead of the other Nagaryukis, we know we can definitely punish his irresponsibility a lot with his blood rage that he keeps getting himself into. That's a frame trap. Better start blocking. And goodbye. So we know how we can beat this guy. We just need to keep blocking him because he definitely doesn't know how to keep his blood meter down. Alright, that catches a forward jump. Noted. Darn, I was hoping that had enough range to connect. And now you have to eat these mix-ups. No tension for you. Get that gold burst out. I think that burst was worth it. Even though it was so late, we definitely could have used the meter in the worst case scenarios. Alright, so he always goes for the grab after that. We can at least tech that given that he's 0 when that's blocked. He's a little bit too far for that one to have worked though. You missed. And here we go. Frame trap and minigun. Make sure you don't have enough meter to counteract that stuff. Alright, so we figured out that matchup. Definitely one of the less responsible knockouts we've had to fight, so doing a little bit better there at least. Look at that wrist gauge. It's beautiful. We dodge axles. We're definitely here to chill tonight, so we're not gonna fight any axles we come across. I've definitely had a stressful evening so far, so we're just going to not deal with them. Professor doesn't want to lose his cool on stream. I am not fighting axles. Alright, so what do we do against Nagaryuki at least? Let's take a moment to think. Opponent status. All guard, no guard. Allegedly, there is differing character weights in this game, so we can see what setups we can do on him. It seems most of the same stuff still works for him, at least. Ah, that's interesting. Look at that. Good night, Caleb. Thank you for attending the stream.
Here comes Daredevil.
Alright, Zato. What we'll definitely need to focus on is when, where, and how they use a pose. 2S at round start, as is the status quo. And let's begin. Get that started, and miss. Ah, very good use of the pose there. That's what we've been looking for, but it hadn't shown up until just now. Ah, that was an attempt to Behemoth Typhoon. Right. Be more cautious with the air approaches. There's the usual setup with Zato, getting a pose out and then Drunkard Shade and then leap while he's behind. Alright, so less angry jump-ins in neutral. Enough time for us to get that started after the attack came out. Noted. Wait for it. Oh, excellent burst. Alright. Perfect. Just dodged our attack right when he needed it. Backdash. Look at those combos, beautiful. Ah, I tried looking for that. Didn't react quickly enough to that grab. 5k, which at least we'll trade with this 2S. Seems he's practiced that leap setup quite a bit. We were so close to punishing that. Break the law? Huh, funny. Drone goes out, which will at least protect us on our approach. Get a throw, another drone setup, and get our chip kill, since that's generally what Goldlus's best plan forward is. Alright, noted more dust approaches. Ah, can't. I think we can just try to jab out of that. Interesting thought. let's get this started. Tried blocking that, but I guess we landed right when he was attacking. So his active frames came out while we couldn't defend ourselves.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
I thought I would have been able to cross him up there. Now let's go. Make our block strings a little bit suffocating. Ah, so close. There we go, you saw that punish. So we know how to utilize that at least. We're gonna get hit by that. Wow. And see if we can get our side switch. Seems not. Ah, was trying to defend against him. We still have one more round to make this count. Drone goes out and block that blade up. Ah, just not enough range to punish that. Get another one out. And checkmate, for the most part. You know, that's an interesting idea. I wonder if there's a way that you can just air dash over them and force them to block a cross-up off of that satellite laser. I guess that combo right there is universal. Might be our best use of close slash at. I wonder. Less damage there might be slightly better OP. Close slash 2H. I guess I need to remember them by name, so 486 would be this one. Close slash 2H, 486, 2S. Ah, I guess maybe not in the corner. Interesting.
Here comes Daredevil.
Wonder what the future is. Guilty Gear may be continuing on Friday nights, but I wonder if there's a better time frame for it. Ah, was looking for that grab. Double jump for the fake out. Excellent. I already told you we don't block cross-ups. Noted, ships are all crackheads. There's your demonstration, at least. So we'll need to make sure we can get him to stand still. get a drone out. Ah, darn, I was hoping that would protect us. He'll get the wall break, and then we have to deal with more of this. Now let's see if that hits him before or after the cross-up. After. Noted. So I guess it's a reversal safe setup.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
That's a frame trap. Get that satellite laser going out. Huh, interesting that that converts like that. That might also miss the... Alright, noted. Interesting. This guy certainly practiced his safe jump setups. Ah, the command grab. Alright, let's get this started. No DP. And that should hit. Because that one wasn't a cross-up and I was in the corner. Seems he has all of his crack-up setups down, crackhead setups, but he definitely can't do a reversal. And now you're dead. That's why you can't make a mistake as Chip. Consider your boy scouted. Alright, we're 1-1. Let's see if we can bring this back around, since we've not let him win neutral out of that. Let's get it started. Would have hoped for more damage, but... Alright, that leaves him at full screen, so that's pretty much unpunishable by us. Go ahead and we'll see if we can ready a block here. Or a reversal will do. I think the full damage there is a little bit too much, but we'll take the damage whenever we can. Meaty Rekka. Now I've seen everything. Get that started. Ah, I was hoping we could get a grab on him. Guess he had too much frame advantage on us. And let's go. Excellent burst prediction, at least. And he's dead. Excellent match. That was the most crackhead, absolutely the most crackhead Chip I've come across so far. What a mess. But we did manage to get him under control towards the end. I forgot I actually had the chip set to wake up reversal. That's definitely one thing we can practice against the likes of Soul, Leo, and Chip. We can start trying to practice our meaty grabs. His comes out remarkably quickly, although I think they're all supposed to be 7 frames. Am I hitting it too early or too late? It looks like late. Or, early. Alright, that's definitely something you can practice the timing on. Though not when they have meter. Then they have an opportunity to do a metered reversal. 7 frames is a very small window. I wonder if he counts as already airborne at that point. Say, when the hitbox comes out, if he's already actually in the air. Work on the timing a bit. Get another grab, wait. Alright, so we are mistiming it a little bit. We might be getting it set up to where we're looking for, say, a close slash, for example. We'll need to delay by just a few frames. And everything should be ship-shaped for us. Just like that. Aha, Anji. One of the more fun opponents to fight, at least. And with both him and Gold Lewis sitting around the same spot in the tier list. Ah, floor 9. I admire your tenacity.
Duel 1.
Take a drink and let's rock. Excellent anti-air. I suppose I was jumping a bit too much. This is a frame trap. Send out a drone. And do our overhead. Ah, just barely. Looks like we're both clowns. Me being a former Anji main, I suppose that means that, do I still get the brain cells shared between all Anji mains? Ah, so close. We definitely predicted that it would have been something we should have countered with an attack, but we used the wrong one. Alright, a little complacent in our guarding, I suppose. So we definitely need to remember what to look out for. Especially given the car cancels, we'll just need to make sure we're always looking out for those 3 moves specifically. The hop and Rin, but to a lesser extent, Needle isn't quite so horrible. Ah, that definitely works against our meaty setups. Ah, burst punish. Alright.
Mankind. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Ah, I was hoping I could get a grab there. Burst so that we can at least get that out of the way. Although he didn't even land a hit on us, we definitely want to get back to our neutral. Funny enough, I feel like Gold Lewis might actually have better neutral than Anji. We'll be saving that meter for the next time we block Fujin, because we know that we'll be able to reversal all of his options. Alright, now I'm remembering. That's how we win this matchup. Save your meter for blocking Fujin and then reversal every single time. Get that started. Meaties. Excellent anti-air. Get us ready to start guarding, and that's an excellent punish there. Ah, in retrospect, that's an excellent way for us to deal with reversals.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
That's a frame trap. Excellent anti-air. Yet another drone up. To the wall. And he'll still hit us with that parry. Ah, so close. Alright, so we blocked 2 Fujins there, but didn't punish either of them. Guess we're just not awake enough. Wake up, Xander. That's a very interesting way to try to set up for a counter. Instant air backdash into jump slash. Ah, I was actually looking for that Fujin that time. And there we go, we finally got one. Drone. Let's get this party started.
Duel 3. Let's rock.
Huh, we actually hit him out of his delayed Nagiha. Interesting. What's with his KO screen anyway? It's so loud and raspy. Honestly, kind of reminds me of my own screen. You'll hear that on stream when it's time for it. Brandon Powers, welcome. How's your evening been? Is that a... I can't tell from this distance. It's a very small icon on my screen, but... Is that a Tommy Wiseau avatar? Interesting. So far we've had a pretty turbulent night. Glad to see you show up back in the channel. Anji doesn't deserve this, why am I doing that? Alright, what other setups are we needing to do? We don't need to practice too much against Anji, he's a pretty reasonable matchup for us. I guess we could just see which setups are safe, so make him jump on a counterattack. Although that's still a little dysfunctional against his Behemoth Typhoon setups, given that they guard crush. So here's another combo I've been loving. Need to get the timing right on that. If you get a 4-8-6 Behemoth Typhoon to start off with, you can actually convert that into the usual Big Punish combo, but you need to make sure that you move a little bit forward. After you get the 4-2-6, then they get the wall bounce. Then you can run up and do a close slash and then the rest of the combo off of that. But in that setup you actually need to dash forward for a little bit, as opposed to sticking in place and doing the usual close slash. Alright, Giovanna, this should be a decent matchup for us. Neutral jump into dust, just in case she's a little bit too aggressive. Wanting to get that burst out of the way immediately, aren't you? Varied offense, this will be interesting. Get a drone out there. I was hoping that would work. Frame trap. You can't break me that easily. At least get away from my face. Not the move I wanted to do. I guess that might have counted as a negative edge in that case. Alright, staying at long distance, making sure you don't get hit by the usual go-boost shenanigans. So what we're seeing is that she'll usually do slash into her Soul Pointe special. That's what we're needing to watch for. Gold Burst. And give me that satellite laser. Now we've got the damage. That's plus though. I definitely can't punish that one on Wake Up, so that's just generally her best Oki tool, it looks like. Let's rock this again. Given that she's backing off at the start, that's probably one of our better options. That'll catch backdashes from her. Gold Burst, and she has the meter to carry it through. Get off me. She's plus, but she was at a distance where she probably couldn't have been able to immediately punish us. I think that missed. Yep, that's a reversal save setup. That's safe. Get another satellite setup out of there. Hell of a comeback, absolutely. That is plus, and so that is a frame trap. And that is incredibly plus. Ooh, and we get the burst bait. Now that is what I want to see. 2P. You know, now that I think about it, I could actually try to mod a Xander color scheme over one of the gold Lewises. You see he has the tie and he has the jacket. Those are already white and red, but I'm gonna need to give him a teal shirt. And red hair. Yeah, there you go. I'm glad I missed that input because I was trying to reversal there. Alright, let's rock it again. What a weird move to whip. Drone goes out. Use Jump Slash to catch any attempt to stay in the air off that. And now you're the one in the corner. Drone goes out, catch your attempt to jump. Oh, let's go.
Slash.
911, this is a robbery. Goodbye. And goodbye again. So it seems her entire setup was just doing a few slash kicks into Sol Puente. Perfect setup and putting her into just the right spot we need for a reversal. Opponent's assigned floor has been updated. So far, we've only had a few dropped frames. I wonder how the VPN is doing. No, everything seems to be right. This is a lot better than last Friday, where we were having some really weird connection issues the entire time. So, Brandon, is there anything you're looking forward to seeing on this channel? Tomorrow we might actually have an interesting stream. We're going to be looking at potentially modding a character into Rivals of Aether. If I remember correctly, you did mention Dragon's Dogma previously. That might be a good way to just spend some extra time here. Ah, Mako's playing Rivals. I suppose I should set my stream status to offline now. Now I think about it, that's probably what we need to start doing on a punish, is do the side switch combos while we're in the corner. While we have our back to the corner. Well, given that I am still a small streamer for now, I'm going to remember just about everything anyone says in chat. It does absolutely warm my heart to see people show up on the stream. Still farming in that game. You know, that would be an excellent way to spend some time. As of late, I've been playing a lot of Noida. Coconut. I'll get you first. Get another drone out, at least to protect my approach. And since he's doing that every single time, get ourselves ready to make that punish. Jump right over that nonsense and end up right back in the drone. Ya boy's a genius. Ah, there's the Vapor Thrust. Alright, so he does know how to reversal at least. Give me that gold burst. The goldest burst for the goldest Lewis. Top damage. Let me see that first. Ah, that'll do. A little bit of elbow grease helps solve the problem. I'm not sure how much time I have for Dragon's Dogma. That one's gonna be a very big game, isn't it? Actually going through the Halo series again, well, the ones that you can afford. That's something I've been leaving as an idea on the channel. I'm definitely going to have to do that in preparation for Infinite coming out. Halo's an absolute favorite of mine. I suppose I should have been investing in it earlier. I'm currently trying to decide whether to wait on that for right before Infinite comes out, or just trying to make sure I can get some... just barely. He is starting to kick. I will definitely be getting into Infinite, by the way. Halo is classically a very big favorite of mine. And I will be doing solo legendary campaign runs on this channel soon. But I'll need to figure out how much time that might take me. That was the perfect punch. We could have just done a jump cancel off that. It might be a while before we get into Dragon's Dogma here. I have been focusing a lot more on Noida and Dead Cells, a lot of my favorite indie titles lately. Noida's actually been one I've been very excited for. That is a roguelike dungeon crawler that's, as roguelikes go, it's going to generate an entirely new map every single time that you start the game over. You play as a wizard who crafts different spells that you find little components for. Very creative, and a lot of stuff and depth on that game. It's amazing what that game actually has to offer. Get a throw. Perfect burst punish. But what I'm definitely trying to get into is, at least before Infinite comes out, do a Halo CE run on Legendary Solo. I don't know about 2, given the difficulty of that one. I'm probably going to lay off on that one for a little bit. Maybe skip 2 and go for 3 before Infinite releases. 2 I'm wanting to do as a collaboration with someone. Gold Burst. Why are you so eager to jump? Well, we got our punishes there. I guess Kai isn't scaring us so much anymore. We're still not teching throws, so that's definitely what we gotta practice. Ah! Well, win or lose, this is definitely what we should stop with. We'll pump through our Celestial Challenge, and who knows? If I'm feeling the momentum, we might keep it up afterwards. I haven't looked too much into Infinite other than knowing that it's coming out, so I don't know what my plans are with it. I know everyone's going to be streaming it, so it's going to be a lot like Psychonauts, where everyone's going to be watching it at once, so the only people or everyone's going to be streaming it at once. The only people who are going to be watching this channel are the people who watch me and no one else, I'd imagine. Definitely looked over many of the indies. Need to expand for some for sure yourself. Exactly haven't really seen anything that they do offer. What genres are your favorites? There are some genres that are generally reserved for AAA studios, and then there's some that indies do better than others. Alright, get me out of here. Ah, and you saved the burst too. My fault. So what genres do you like? There's definitely an indie game for, every taste. My execution is failing. I definitely shouldn't be focusing on the Celestial Challenge right now. That's a frame trap, but at least you're still blocking. So the thing you need to focus on with Gold Lewis in the Eno matchup is knowing that you can dash right under vertical chemical love. Like so. Burst for me, thank you. For instance, you played some roguelikes and some of the top indies, thinking of getting into something like Raise Hell. Tend to stick to those if you can. Comfort, you suppose. I don't think I've actually played Raise Hell yet. Let's get this party started. Alright, more frame traps necessary, noted. You're not scared yet. You should be. Let's rock. That's a frame trap. Don't try to mash out of that. Alright, so we're not gonna get any more matches against her. Which is a shame, because that was actually someone we could have had a better chance at, fighting for getting into Celestial. Looks like a heavy metal Castlevania. That's definitely something I'd love to see on this channel. I'll give it a look after the stream here. One game I will always shill is Dead Cells, which is another indie roguelike. I've played it a few times on this channel. If you're into melee combat, it's, well, absolutely my favorite game of all time. It's sort of a Metroidvania as well. It's got very reminiscent of Souls-like combat, Soulsborne. Although it's 2D, so it's mostly just dodging through things and then timing your attack swings, but you pick up a main hand weapon and an offhand weapon, so you get to do a little character build, and then you have a few reserve skills off of that. You can check out the VODs on this channel if you're interested. If you are a player of action games and fond of roguelikes, that's always going to be something I recommend. Practice that one. I actually wonder if that one works on you now. Ah, that's interesting. It seems like she falls a little bit too slowly. Or a bit too quickly. Try that setup there. We might not be able to do a close slash, so this might be a chance for us to use 2S. Ah, we can't set up like that afterwards. We certainly aren't finding anyone in the queue right now. What's going on? Alright, we might just have to use our lifter there. Wonder why it's not working for her. She should be one of the lightweight characters, so she should be easier to use that combo on. Alright, Celestial Angie, let's go.
Here comes Daredevil.
Take another drink, we'll need it. You always looked at Dead Cells. From what you're hearing from you, that might be a weekend pickup. Let me know how it goes. I'm definitely going to try to fit it into the schedule next week. I've played that game through and through for the longest time. Get that before you start your combo. I wonder if that's actually burst safe. He did have enough time. Now let's get started. Ah, just timed it just wrong, but I could have robbed that from him. We definitely can't afford to make any mistakes in this matchup at all. Funny thing is, that's normally a burst safe setup. Or a reversal safe setup. Alright, so that's how Celestial Angie plays, noted. In order to actually get any mileage out of him, you definitely need to be reading your opponent the entire time. Me, I guess I just don't deserve Celestial Angie, so I fall into some sort of complacency there. We're going to need to make sure we definitely don't falter on this one. Drone. And that should be our round. Just barely. Use the minigun for Oki. Ridiculous. Get the OTG. Make sure you don't air dash out. What do you mean that didn't combo? Don't choke. Whatever you do, don't choke. Alright, we definitely can't afford to make any more losses. We're almost there. In fact, I think this might be the farthest we've gotten. We need to win 2 more matches. Before you start anything. I know what's plus. And let's go. Really, you're not gonna block on Wake Up? Guess that's Anji for you. Ah, I saw it coming and I should have just grabbed him for the punish. We're very far behind, but we're gonna go ahead and try to do that anyway. Tried to grab him. Guess his came out first. Jump. And dust. There we go. Don't get too complacent with your pressure now. No gold burst for you. Get a drone out there. And you don't get to jump out of that for an easy escape. Alright. Hold on, I'm gonna grab another drink, but we need to absolutely win our next match. And we'll finally have our chance. So give me just a little bit of time and I'll return. So, you ready to choke? I am. Let's let it run one last time. Thank you, Brandon. I'm hoping this next one works, so, game face is on. So, if we're going for an optimal burst punish at mid-screen, what about this? That does a little bit... Oh wait, hold on, hold on. Look at the distance on that. Oh wow, we can't let that lift too soon. Alright. Anjimito. A different one. Let's let this rock. Anji's about to gatekeep me out of Celestial. So every Fujin we block, we reversal. And miss our meaties again. Remember, I'm the king of missed meaties. Let's rock. Miss our combo. Or not. I suppose that's Celestial then. Take a picture. Save it for the record books. I'm so happy to finally see that. We've been trying that for the whole 3 months. He's gonna destroy me now, isn't he? That's a frame trap. Ah, just barely. Could have had that full punish. Does that hit him at the end? You are not still spinning. Got it. Thank you very much, Brandon. I'm so proud of it. We've been trying to do that ever since the beginning. And I think that is the 17th time we've tried to get in. Funny enough, it had to be against a few Anjis. Once they make my boy more capable, then I suppose I will have a lot more trouble getting in. Lanji Lito, I'm just now realizing the humor of that. That's probably a pun on people referring to Faust as Loust, given his tier standing. Anji being probably the second worst character in the game. Just run up and grab. Send out a drone. And start spinning on Wake Up. We're gonna churn that butter no matter what. And I get punished for it. Literally cheering in your chair, man. That was so good. I'm really glad you were here to see that. I'm definitely going to tell all the other viewers who weren't here for it. So evidently that means we're at least in the highest bracket now. Out of 11. I mean, there's so many people who are up in Celestial that are just a complete monster on their own. Ah, I was hoping I'd have enough time for that. If I Roman cancelled earlier, that would have worked. You know, after this we might start hitting parks more often. Yeah, I wonder why you've been holding on to your wrist for so long. Ah, churning the butter. Do I have alcohol? I do, but it's a bit too late in the stream to start drinking now. A drunk stream is definitely on the list in the future. I guess I can finally put on that badge now, can't I?
Ranking.
Wait, wrong one. Absolutely wrong one. What was it? Profile. That's it. Edit profile, badge 1. And we finally earned this. So we have our chance to display that.
Quick match. Stand by.
Yeah, drunk stream isn't happening now. Actually, now that I think about it, it might be a very good idea to do that for Halo. It's a very weird thing to discuss, but one thing I've noticed is in a lot of games, I play better drunk than I do sober. The issue I have is me being so... what's the word for it? I have a tendency to overthink and panic, but I've noticed if I have some alcohol, it just prevents me from panicking and lets me slow down and focus on this. Usually I'll start trying to focus on a whole bunch of other stuff as I'm being pressured or losing, so I tend to just start shaking a lot in my chair and I'll get very, very nervous. But there have been a number of times in the past where, say for example playing Overwatch, I'd be incredibly drunk and it actually lets me focus incredibly well. Dodge that round start potbuster. How's that for a burst punish? Pulls close potentially. A little late for that, isn't it? Excellent reflect, though. Send out another drone. So it might be a drunk Halo CE. Maybe not for the first match, but... or for the first night. You know, maybe I'll do that next weekend. Ah, I tried to jab him that bad. But he's plus. Botbuster always wins in that case. This is still absolutely my favorite matchup in the game. Just two big guys going at it. So he always backdashes at round start. A very cautious protect game. That's a frame trap. Stop trying to mash buttons, I'm plus. Do you play fighting games, Brandon? Know where I'm coming from. Drank a lot when you played SWAT on... SWAT is an absolute classic. SWAT on Reach definitely calmed your nerves enough to get smooth headshots all night. Imagine bursting over a jab. Watch me do this. So, I might fare a lot better. Alright, you know what, that might be an excellent topic for our first drunk stream on this channel. Last time I played CE Legendary solo was maybe, I think it was 2 years ago. No, year and a half. It would have been right after it came out on MCC. So, that usually took about all of, I think, 6 hours to do. Not 6 hours. It was in 6-hour sessions, but it took me 12 tries. 12 hours in 6-hour sessions. Spent a very good weekend doing that. And you're dead. So it's going to be a very, very long stream into the early hours of the morning, it looks like. Might have to do that over 2 separate weekends. Ah, that was the easiest, most telegraphed block in the universe. Mortal Kombat. You know, I've never played a single Mortal Kombat game in my life. I've been robbed of a wall break there. Might have needed a jump slash. Soul Calibur. Oh, Soul Calibur is an absolute favorite of mine. And, it's why you love watching me do this. Juggle people for 65 or 75% of their health. You know, that's exactly why I play Gold Lewis here. I want to do Exarta on this channel. The character I played in the previous game I certainly liked a lot more than Gold Lewis. Oh, wow. No wall break there. Watch me rob this. Alright, he's gonna jab. I don't have him scared enough. You're still falling for that. This is a frame trap, don't fall for it again. Don't fall for it again. Yeah, we're not dealing with this. The alien doth protest too much. I can't make any promises about playing Mortal Kombat on this channel because it's not really a favorite of mine. But Soul Calibur I've definitely been looking forward to. I don't know who plays that game online still, so one thing I've definitely been looking forward to in this channel is possibly playing against some other VTubers that hopefully have some interest in fighting games. Or really anyone. I'd mostly want to have a collaboration partner ready in the case of playing a fighting game that I don't think too many people are playing at the time. But I could spend hours playing Soul Calibur. Who do you play? In both Mortal Kombat and Soul Calibur. Assuming I might remember who it is in the case of Mortal Kombat.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Ah, 2P, that's different. Ooh, got him. I'm guessing that's an attempt to, Potbuster. I'm jumping. when it comes to Soul Calibur, my absolute favorite of all time is... It's juggled around a lot during the Soul Calibur 4 days, and Soul Calibur 4 is actually the game that got me into fighting games. I'd been interested in the idea beforehand a lot. I mean, I guess it essentially started with Smash Brothers, all the way back in my tiny Xander GameCube days. Although my friends mostly only wanted to play Smash, they never wanted to play bigger fighting games. But Soul Calibur 4 came around and had the character editor, which a lot of my friends were very invested in. Stop falling for that. Get that set up. And wall break. My favorite Soul Calibur character jumped around a lot in all of that time, but I've come to settle it on Yoshimitsu lately. Oh, you better not rob this from me. I'm gonna rob this from you. At full 1080p. I guess that's a nickname for that move now, isn't it? See, funny thing there, you see we got the wall break on the win animation, but they just show right back up for the abduction. I will lame you out if I have to. I'm just waiting for you to make a mistake. I should have just done a regular super on the way down, instead of trying to go for the full high damage punish. The most important part there is always being in the mindset of knowing what move you have to use to punish the common tricks that a lot of characters use. You'll see that on a whiffed Heavenly Plotbuster, almost all Potenkins will use Jump Dust. Know that feeling, you've invested every minute into Nightmare. He can be super ugly if you get him down. Nightmare was actually the first character I loved too. That's probably how it is with most players. Ooh, you ready to see robbery? Super ugly if you get him down. Believe it was Spawn in 2 on the Xbox. Yeah, he was the guest character there. That got you into Soul Calibur. He's your favorite comic book. I absolutely love the tenacity of that Potemkin. Melty Blood. I definitely agree with the sentiments there. I'm mostly a anime fighter player. Although I guess I could say I'm just generally hyper-focused on Guilty Gear. Other than that, other games that I played a lot are Street Fighter and Soul Calibur.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Get a drone out there. How do you like that, buddy? Just need one good hit in there, and everything will turn out just fine. Drone, make sure you don't jump away or sure you can out of that. Just give him an elbow. Ever tried Killer Instinct? I have not, but if this does become a dedicated fighting game channel, which is unlikely, but if I become super popular off of, say, Melty Blood and Guilty Gear, all that stuff, this is definitely a fighting game and indie game focused channel. I know that for sure. And pretty soon it will be game dev focused as well. But KI would definitely be super interesting. Ah, command grabbing out of a RRC. That's ballsy. I guess it's time to relax. I can become a bit complacent now that we are in Celestial. Ah, nice cancel. Alright, start paying attention. Let's get this started. Drone. And just getting a throw on him since he's gonna miss. You absolute crackhead of a character. Noted, definitely do a lot of jump H on start instead of jump dust. Ah, he waited. Make sure he doesn't have the meter. Ooh, shoot him out of that too. Give me that meter. If I remember correctly, Killer Instinct had a rollback netcode all the way back in 2013, and that's very impressive. I'm glad that it seems the rest of the industry seems to be willing to catch up. It saved Guilty Gear. It's definitely why I've had so much fun playing this game online. Note to self, jump that nonsense. Get a throw. Watch for that burst. Ah, I was hoping I could get a throw there. Fan-freaking-tastic. Indeed. Somehow, we're still beating him after all this stuff. I have a gold burst. I'm gonna need the meter. And goodbye. This might actually kill him. I was expecting the TP. Come on, you're a chip player. Why didn't you absolutely throw your life away? That's really why I play this character. You just need to get one good punish in and you can feel 3/4 of a life bar. I don't think I've gotten to use this full combo as a punish yet. But Chip is fucking dead. That's 7/8 exactly of his health. Alright, I think we'll do one more set. Fighting against the Celestial Soul is definitely something we could end on. But this has been a wonderful stream so far. Thank you for being here, Brandon. It sounds like you, given that you mentioned Spawn, I'm guessing you are a dedicated Xbox player. Unfortunately, I'm stuck on PC, so there might not be much room for us to play unless, there's some games that have crossplay. Oh, wow! That's a DP safe setup. Just throw, drone. Wonder how that works in the corner. Right, I'm gonna have to deal with that every single time I hit him. I wish Gold Lewis had the run speed to actually convert into a wall break anytime you got an RC. So many other characters have that opportunity. So one thing we can definitely focus on... Oh, wrong button. Come on, I want to have that match. Training settings... Opponent status. Of course you love watching the fights, and thank you, but you've been an Xbox guy almost your entire life. Plan on building a PC soon. Well, whenever that happens, if there are fighting games or even Halo you'd like to play, I'd look forward to it. If I ever have about a good 8 or so viewers that I know that are Halo players, I'd definitely love to set up a Halo night. Actually, that would be an excellent collaboration with some other VTubers, seeing if we could get a multiplayer Halo game together. Take another drink. Zato, this will be a very interesting match to end on.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Adley. The thing about Gold Lewis is he'll take turns playing the game versus you. You always get the chance to apply your pressure. Oh, you better believe I'm churning that butter. That's plus, don't mash a button. Give me that meter. Ah, if only they actually hit that. We could have done an RC out of that. Guilty Gear's on the top of the list. You'd love to watch that. I definitely very much would love to be doing Halo with people. Most of the reason I actually started the whole streaming thing was to meet new friends. After all, you spend enough time playing a single video game over and over again, you're bound to meet other people who play it as well. So long as you broadcast your intentions. Why aren't you blocking high? I can only imagine the fear that people actually have to deal with in the corner on that. Ah, the fast dust. Got me. Is there any character you've seen that you're actually interested in, Brandon? In this game? If you ask for any recommendations as well, that's also worth it. Drone. Oh, wow. Alright, so more air approaches that are empty. That way we can try to get him while he's setting up a pose.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Gold Burst. I'll take the trade with Eddie so long as it means I don't have to deal with him. That is a frame trap. So it seems this guy tries to go mostly for high-low mix-ups. Nothing to fear here. Don't fall for it. Ah, not enough time to actually just hit him with a grab. Drone goes out. The one of the two big floating swords. That would be Ramlethal, and I'd hate you. I'm kidding, of course, but yeah. Ramlethal's definitely a good character if you want some good balance and then just suffocating corner pressure. Mid-range, got some decent combos, but her biggest shtick is the super suffocating corner pressure. That's interesting, there's the gap between Leaf that he did the command grab with. That's something I'll pick up for when I start playing Zato. Now that we are in Celestial, we have a chance to experiment with other characters. Or how about I just say, oh wow. Okay, apparently the YRC can't hit Eddie. Interesting. Main deal with Ramlethal is you have very good neutral, your defense kind of sucks, but you have an excellent reversal super. I guess we're not allowed to react to him withdrawing the puppet, so we have to predict when it's going to happen. Ah, I tried to go for a grab. Seems he caught it instead. Here comes the leap loop. You know, that is a very predictable jump in, but I don't think I actually have a way to punish that. If I was Potemkin, I could command grab through it, and we can definitely go up for a normal grab, but that's borderline impossible with Gold Lewis's abysmal run speed. Guess he's going for the chip damage setup. Good burst bait, anything to get rid of Eddie. I don't fight Zato enough to know how to deal with this one. Don't press buttons. Don't press buttons. Alright. We cheated out a win there. I think once this set is over, we'll be done for tonight. Don't press buttons, that's a frame trap. Alright, we have our chance here. Just get him while he's doing his puppet shenanigans. But allegedly, that is a big brain character, and I am interested in playing him as well. Let's head back to the main menu. I think I just want to look at a few more Zato combos, see what we can lab, and then we'll be done for the night. Oh right, Ram is currently set to my training dummy, as she deserves. This is gonna be a huge training arc, I suppose, if we're gonna learn how to do this. Oh wait, no, release slash first, that's right. Training settings, character specific. Eddie life gauge, rapid regeneration, so we at least know what setups we're supposed to do. The thing with Eddie, as you've seen, is that he has two characters he's controlling at once. You have the little shadow guy, Eddie, who comes out and does his own shenanigans. You control him with the same control stick, of course, but you can do other things like, if you crouch, you can just move Eddie with diagonal movement instead, without having to move Zato, but most of the time, you're not going to need to be focusing them too much on movement because you have a few good ways to position them wherever you need them regardless. Puppet characters aren't nearly as difficult as they look like initially, but there's a very steep initial barrier to change your mindset accordingly. Especially in Zato's case, because there is a different sort of execution you have to use with him. So with Eddie, you have specials that can make him come out, but his attacks come out whenever you release the button. And he has a different one for each button there. For punch, he has the two little needles there. For kick, he has the drills. Slash is the most important one, that's leap. You've definitely seen the frog prana all the time. And then there's this fucking thing, oppose off of heavy slash, which serves as an excellent barrier. You can start setting that up and then do a 2H through that to block someone's aerial approach, like you saw that Zato doing against me. In fact, if someone actually tries to explicitly just attack you straight through that, that might serve as a problem. I wonder if you can recall him when the attack comes out. I guess we don't have an indicator on whether or not that gives him the faster bar or not. Oh wow, we got that. I wonder if I changed that time. I wonder if you can actually do that without the second 2H. Maybe off of a close slash 2S. Oh, you can't do that, of course. Because sometimes you get the wall break on that leap, and sometimes you don't. Like that, if you can actually make it end one hit earlier, then you have an opportunity to follow up with a super. I don't know how to trigger that yet. So you have a gauge you have to monitor, and then you just need to make sure Eddie is there to take hits with oppose or have pressure that you do in conjunction. So you're supposed to do nonsense like, once you have him, you'll get a throw in the corner, set him out, and then time your button presses to where you have Eddie attacking in between Zato's attacks. And it's actually genius how they made him control with the negative edge, how you make Eddie attack with releasing the button. Let's make him infinite just to demonstrate. It's genius how they made that work, and so because of that, it actually doesn't kill your hands to do the attacks you need to do between them.
Instead, you need to practice on something very, very different from other combo types, and that is pressing and holding your buttons in certain patterns, which is actually mechanically less intensive, but it does require a completely unique mindset to Zato himself. For example, here we have Eddie. I can do a standing kick into a forward kick. If they're blocking, guard everything. You have the puppet boy here, and so you can do a low into a high, but you'll see from tapping, I thought I set you to guard. There we go. But from tapping that kick button, you only need to input the regular 5k into 6k there. And you'll see that Eddie automatically starts doing his drills in the middle of that. That means they're forced to block that mix-up, and they can't jab you out of you doing the axe. Because it's a low into a high. This one hits low, and then the axe cleaver hits high. So once you actually get some setups going, you mostly just have to practice some slightly different combos, and the execution is a lot less intimidating than it seems at first. The big difference is knowing what to do in neutral, and converting off of a hit. That is the most difficult thing with puppet characters, is if you have your puppet out in neutral, you'll need to know how to convert a stray successful hit into an actual combo. But there's ways to lab that as well with certain amounts of heavy gauge. Yeah, like that. Wonder how we can get that to reliably occur. Because right there, you saw the damage that did. Well, actually, that was with a cranked up wrist gauge. Let's try that again. I think if you get the close slash out before Eddie's second strike... Yeah, just like that. Look at that. And that still does absolutely huge damage. Always good to practice those max damage punishes in case you get a burst baited. Alright, noted. We need to do the close slash much earlier in the combo. And then we can actually get the full punish off of there. Faster. We need to do that faster. And then if you don't have meter, that's the finisher. But if you look at the buttons in the bottom left, so you'll notice I start off doing that with a pretty standard set of inputs there. But for the second sequence, you'll see how I'm having to hold heavy slash after it comes out, and then releasing slash before I release heavy slash. That's because Eddie comes down by the time that the 2H finishes, I believe. Maybe we don't have to do that. Hold on. If your timing's perfect, you don't have to do that. You can input it as a regular combo. But whenever you have those sorts of attacks in neutral... what is it? This is the setup most Zato players use. It'll be oppose, drunkard shade, and then off of that input... that's interesting. I couldn't actually recall him because I was holding down the button. So if you look at the button inputs for this, oppose, drunkard shade, and then I'd actually don't input another special. I just release slash to make him do leap from the other side. If you immediately let go of the button, basically if you ever let go of a button while Eddie can't act, then you can go back to neutral without having to worry about which buttons you're pressing. But you see that combo right there. I'm actually surprised how quickly I've learned that. You actually start to memorize this as very interesting combo setups. Getting the cross up, now that is stylish. But Eddie needs to be in just the right position. I wonder if you need to actually hit them with leap before the 2H comes out. That's an interesting idea. That does boost her off the ground like that. No, but you need the close slash into 2H to actually get that to happen in between. That, however, works if you start off of leap. That gives Eddie enough time to recover. Say you're already holding the button from Drunkard Shade, you'll see Eddie is ready and he's in position. Leap comes out. And there we go. That's actually how we get that combo started. So fun. I'm excited to start learning that in the future. I might just start doing lab streams. Well, that might mark the most important Guilty Gear stream so far tonight. Thank you everyone who attended tonight, and thank you, Brandon, for being here until the end to see the very big and important moment we had. Now that we're in Celestial, I think we might take a little bit of a relaxed time to go around and maybe hit up some parks, or who knows how much we'll be spending time in Ranked. I think parks are actually the next step for us because there's a lot of players that have grown tired of Ranked, so in there might be a better chance for us to find some more fighters, and it's also an easier way to get people on this channel. Given the way that Ranked works with just climbing your way up and only doing 3 matches, you'll find a lot of people tend to miss out on seeing this channel. But the one time I did actually just start exploring parks, we did have someone come visit the channel afterwards, so that might be the next step for our Guilty Gear streams in the future. Tomorrow night will be a just chatting stream with some theory crafting about what we're going to be doing for our Rivals of Aether mod. And I'm going to maybe brush up on my horrible artistic skills, so if you want to see your professor humiliate himself, have fun and join us on the stream tomorrow. But for now,